Hi, Thomas Clark. This is my 10-minute PowerPoint presentation to my fellow colleagues at work, North River Fire District. So it's on fire service mental health and time off, protecting our people so that they can protect others. Again, presented by me. I've got three candidates here, or three people I'm doing the presentation to. Can you introduce yourself? Captain
Price.
Firefighter Bass.
New hire.
Firefighter Gullett.
New hire. Captain Price is the instructor. So, why this matters of firefighter health and mental awareness and time off. Firefighters face repeated high stress and traumatic events, mental health effects in that kind of situation. It's job performance, safety on scene. You bring stuff home, family life, and then career longevity. You got 25 years in the service, some departments are 20, so it can definitely affect how many days you want to come to work and taking time off and things like that. Taking time off is a preventative care, not a weakness. Unique stressors of the fire service, traumatic calls. Most people see like 2 or 3 major traumatic calls in their life. We see them every day. Fatalities, children, mass casualties, shift work and sleep disruption, getting calls in the middle of the night, dead of sleep, waking up at 2 a.m. and then having 3 more after that. The next day, your day is pretty shot and you're tired. Chronic exposure to danger. We work in a fire ground, so you got a house burning down, you don't want to walk, and not an average person would want to walk into that while we just truck on in. Pressure to be tough. It's always that kind of persona. Every firefighter's a strong guy, has no fear, which isn't the case. And then cumulative stress over time. Sometimes you don't think that these traumatic calls and the time on the job is affecting you, when really it is. Over 20 years, you start seeing yourself really being hit hard at home and with family. Common mental health challenges. Acute stress reactions, anxiety and depression, PTSD, burnout, compression fatigue, and then substance misuse, often for coping mechanism. That can come to the point where just little things make you snap. That goes back to like family things. You're not thinking about, what that call did to you the day before, and then you get home and you snap at your wife for a small remark. Anxiety and depression, that's stuff that people overlook all the time. They're overthinking to themselves, thinking in their own thoughts and don't talk to anybody. It can affect them. PTSD, that's something that shows up in the back end of your career. You don't realize where things are actually hitting home on you all the time, and you're acting like a different person to your loved ones. Burnout and compassion fatigue, that's the simple thing of showing up to work and you just don't want to do it anymore because you're just over it. And then substance use. A lot of people use alcohol and drugs on the backside of it and don't realize what that's doing to yourself, your health, and the work environment around you. Warning signs and what to watch for. At work, irrationality or anger, withdrawal from crew, poor focus, decision making, and increased sick time or mistakes. These are all things that our fellow coworkers should be watching out for, our guys, and even yourself thinking about, when you're having these kind of things come up. At home, sleep problems, emotional numbness, relationship strain, loss of inherent or interest in hobbies. So that can come to the point of, just having your relationship with your wife, your kids, and stuff like that, not showing the care, being kind of stepped back from it. Almost kind of like you're numb to the love. The role of time off. So it allows the nervous system to reset, prevents burnout before it becomes injury, improves sleep and emotional regulation, and supports long-term career sustainability. Time off is key. It's not something to sleep on. It's something that you should use and abuse. I think there's always been a stigma of people taking time off as a weakness thing, but your personal time is your personal time, and you should use it to the benefit of what it is. types of time off that help: scheduled vacation, mental health days, post-critical incident leave, modified duty or temporary reassignment, and peer support and counseling time. So vacations are awesome. You go hang out with your friends and your loved ones and have a ball. Mental health days, I mean, just take a day off when you need it, because sometimes you need to relax and just have that little span off. After a critical incident, I mean, they definitely want to have somebody you can talk to on that kind of thing, counseling time, as well as, that could definitely affect you here at work and at home. And then modified duty and temporary reassignment, I mean, that's something where, especially in our district, they can let us go in and do kind of a light duty thing, working in the office with the admin. Definitely things to consider. Barriers to taking time off. This is a big thing. Guilt about leaving the crew short, fear of stigma or judgment, others have it worse mindset, and lack of education about mental health. I'm a big supporter of time off, because at the end of the day, you're coming to work and you're doing your job, but that shouldn't be your entire life. Time off is important, especially when it comes to spending time with friends and family and loved ones. Supporting each other as a crew, checking after tough calls, normalize conversations about stress, encourage use of time and resources, watch out for behavioral changes, speak up early, and don't wait for a crisis. So I think here at North River, a lot of us are all bonded together as good friends. Talking about calls and stress, whether it's at work or at home, is a big thing with each other, and that's something that we don't take lightly. It's one of the things that keeps me coming to work every day. Leadership roles. Set expectations that mental health matters. Support members who request time off. Ensure policies are clear and accessible. Promote peer support and EAP resources. And lead by example. When it comes to our captains and the guys that kind of lead the team, when it comes to each station and each crew, I say leadership roles are very important. It gives you the attitude of the day and sets it off. And when you can lean on a guy who's above you and he's got your back, it's a big thing, especially on a fire ground when you're walking into a fire. We got a lot of resources here at North River. Peer support team, employee assistance program, department chaplains, mental health professionals familiar with responders, and crisis lines, local or national. Resources are something that you should use. A lot of guys sleep on the chaplain and calling in that line when you have something going on that it's maybe too personal to talk about at work, or you just don't want to talk to somebody that you've been friends with for 10 years. These are things that you need to kind of think about, and I think is a very big thing when it comes to mental health in the fire industry. So, some key takeaways. Mental health is part of operational readiness. Time off is a tool, not a failure. Looking out for each other saves careers and lives. And asking for help is a sign of strength. I think in the fire industry here at North River, I think we definitely preach that mental health and time off is definitely something to use. Don't abuse it, but mental health is something that we always strive for the best for every single person that works here. It is a big thing in life, especially when it comes to work and family. And then, asking for help, out here in the fire industry, sometimes it's been that stigma for years where it's people asking for help sometimes a show of weakness, but it's actually strength, because it takes a lot of guts to look at somebody who's either older or younger than you and asking like, hey, I'm not doing too well, I need to have a conversation, or whatever the key is. So at the end of this, I think mental awareness, mental health, and time off is a big thing that is needed in the fire industry. We work one day on, 24 hours on and 48 hours off, but sometimes that's not enough time that we need. As districts grow and time around us keeps moving, more and more people come into the community, and I think that's something that we always got to keep considering and adjusting as time goes on. So I got any questions, discussion?
Yeah, I got one question. I understand you guys have a dog. for the department?
Yeah, so
What's
we
his
have
name and what is he for?
So we have a dog. It's a mental health kind of dog. His name's Drew. He's a golden retriever, and he's the chief's dog. But he also rolls around to a lot of the stations with him, and he's just a playful dude. And it's like one of those things that gets you kind of like a perk up and makes you smile when you see him walk inside. And it's a good asset to the team here at North River Fire District.
Awesome.
Any other questions? I appreciate you guys' time.